as Spider starts to construct his newest toy for the toy review.
Spider should put the headphones on so he can actually hear if he's
very,
speaking.
he's very focused right now.
I know.
Yes,
he's
we begin.
building. He's transforming.
But welcome to the toy review episode of Gods and Monsters. My name is Art Miles, and I am drinking the Orange Dream Soda. And what about you, sir? What's your name, and what are you drinking? It's the third time I've had this.
I am Greg Moan, and I had that last time I was here. Oh my God, is that a good, delicious beverage?
The only thing it's missing is alcohol.
I bet you we could fix that, but it tastes like a creamsicle, orange creamsicle from the 70s when I was a little baby,
very nostalgic,
little bitty kid. I am drinking my go-to end beer for evenings here, the Chili Devil.
Yes,
chili beer that has its own little. I love it. It has a little
the third or fourth one you've had since we've been doing
cigarette butt right in there. That's not a cigarette butt. That is
what is that?
That's a chili pepper.
Oh, it does look like a cigarette.
It's so
but
like that, but in such a good way.
Yeah.
You know?
And it's spicy, and it tastes delicious.
And bless you, Queen Q. And how are you this evening? And what are you drinking besides NyQuil?
I think I'm getting sick.
Oh.
And
You shouldn't be drinking any alcohol.
whatever.
No, that's medicine.
What are the kids calling it? YOLO?
So well said.
I'm having an Ace.
I think they're referred to as swaggets now.
Oh, yeah, they're swaggets.
Nice.
Ace pineapple hard cider. It is good.
Pineapple cider.
Pineapple!
If you weren't sick, I would so snatch that out of your hand and give a taste. No, get out of here.
Oh, that's so tragic.
That's very unique sounding.
The cider. I've been purchasing a lot at the grocery store lately, just the 6-packs once in a while, or the Angry Orchard, or the just the regular apple.
You're
beer.
drinking at home now?
I am, and my wife is like, "Who are you?"
That's right, because
I finally found something that I like.
For the last 10 years or so, you've been living the very
just kind of meh. I can't find anything that I have a taste for.
And I feel Ward and June life, right?
I feel like Todd, the pearls and everything.
Oh yeah,
the pearls.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like Todd was the same way, where he says he's just never found anything he's had a real good taste for when it comes to alcohol. And so he introduced us to this in one episode, and he says it's like the best thing, and he gave us a sample, and then you and I went to the bar, and it's like, sorry, Todd bought the last one.
Oh, no. But that would be interesting to pour a little
Orange Dream.
some really, really high-test alcohol into that. Maybe some.
What would you suggest? Or some sort of
probably
rum?
A vodka. No, I would go with the vodka. Something to stay with the orange.
Sure.
Some. God, what am I thinking of? Grey Goose lemon or Grey Goose orange.
Grey Goose and Orange
You
Dream.
got to put a vodka.
That's
I
good.
think so. I made myself some very, very delicious vodka triple sec and sour mix last night.
Oh,
Delish.
very nice.
So delish.
So you're watching this on a Friday night. Every Friday night we have a different toy review for you. I'm actually over to my left here. I'm looking at the computer. It's the Megatron episode that has just gone up here now that Spider did.
One, yeah.
Yes, the oversized one, which I don't recall if I asked you or not how much you could find that for online.
Oh, he's about I checked, and he's still available at about $80.
Okay.
But you got to make sure that people know it's the oversized one, because if not, it just looks like we're doing a review of a toy from 6 years ago.
Right. And it's a totally different size. We'll let you keep setting up, because then we're going to need you to have the microphone a little closer to you. But, Queen, do you have any idea what he's setting up? Maybe you could tell us while he's setting up?
No, I just let him do whatever he wants.
Okay, that's cool.
It's
a cool house, isn't it?
You would think
it's a cool marriage. It's a cool house.
Our house is so cool.
Is this like
cool.
1% of what your house looks like? Yes.
Nice.
Yes. And then there's my toy collection as well, and
I don't know if we should mention that on the air, whatever those toys are.
Oh, it's Monster High dolls.
Oh.
Wow. Good God,
okay.
what's wrong with you guys?
Well, we know you.
Just kidding. That other stuff is elsewhere.
So, Spider, tell us what you... Now, should we let them know ahead of time we need to keep this at a half hour?
We need to keep it short.
We need to keep this at a half hour just based on the amount of tape we have left. Did I just say tape?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Batteries, I should say batteries.
Welcome to 1986.
We'll try and keep this, because the beta tape's going to run out soon on this, so we'll keep it at 30
there's
minutes.
not like an insane amount of background on these, because
these are Transformers.
these are actually the currently available Combiner Wars toys, with a little bit of a tweak, a little bit of twist to them. Now, again, right now, all of 2015, I think a little bit of 2014, we were doing Transformers Combiner Wars. It's like the hot new property.
Yep.
What it actually is, and I have it on good authority, the reason they're calling it Combiner Wars is because this is a direct response to the third-party Transformers that I always go on and on about.
Okay.
It's
I was just looking at the
No,
camera.
we're
I'm
just
looking at his
checking
camera
things.
just to make sure
right
you're
on.
in the shot.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
not cutting his head off, are we?
No.
Okay,
Um,
then we're good.
A little bit.
Anyways, one of the things the third-party people love to do for all these years has been the Gestalt Combiner Transformers, because that's the one thing Hasbro kind of refuses to do, or just refuses to do very well.
Any reason?
It's a lot of engineering. I guess they just didn't have a real good marketing plan for it or something. If we got combiners in the past, usually it's been like a gift box, and they've been like very substandard toys, and they're kind of doofy. And they have this mandate for some reason that they have to do something they like to call Scramble City, which is a toy feature from the 80s where certain combiners, one dude could become an arm or a leg on any combiner. And in Combiner Wars, they decided to do the same thing all over again, much to their detriment. I don't know if you guys are capable of doing so, but if you were to look at the official photos of Combiner Wars Menasor and pull up a photo of that sort of thing over the course of the review,
Think that's something you could do?
Yeah, you would see. It's great that they're doing it. We love it. We always love when they do G1 characters. We always love when they homage their features. You know, we love that we're getting these combiner characters. But the official Menasor, once you have him built, had a lot of problems. They decided not to include this guy originally in the assortment. They put a new character who is not G1 into it. I didn't care, but a lot of people do. This guy was available only online. Is a character named Wild Rider. They call him Breakneck. He's hard to get now. It was stupid getting a hold of him.
Very rare.
Yeah, they shouldn't have really done it the way they did, but they chose to, and it's whatever. If you look at how the official photos of how Menasor combines, it's not very great. And every character came with a weapon that would become either a hand or a foot, and it didn't, which usually means it does neither very well, and that's what happened here. They were very small, so you end up with this guy with a very tiny, doofy kind of midsection, very fat, amorphous limbs, and these tiny, tiny little grabbers for hands and these tiny little cloven feet, and it was not great.
But that's not the case of what we're looking at
No,
here.
no. Again, this was Hasbro trying to take a wild, drunken haymaker swing at the third-party guys and try to kind of shut them down a little bit. And maybe to a greater or lesser extent it worked. The options are to either pay, if you wanted a Menasor right up until this point, you would pay $300 to $500 for a third-party Gestalt, and now you can go to the store and you can buy them at your leisure for $14 each.
This is literally the only picture I could find.
Yeah, there you go. His colorings, that's the coloring's a little off, but that's what Hasbro thinks is a humanoid form.
I'm noticing a lot of, there's multiple colors here.
Yeah.
But when it's purple, it's solid purple.
Right. So, again, this is them trying to take a pot shot at the third-party combiners, and it's certainly cheaper. But of course, the great thing about free market capitalism overseas, the third parties responded to, "Hey, great toy, guys, but he just needs a few tweaks. So let's see what we can do here." So what you're seeing here is you're seeing the Stunticon team that forms Menasor with several upgrades on it from a third party named Perfect Effect.
I just, excuse me, I'm sorry to interrupt you. I did just lose the GoPro. It just did cut off.
Okay.
I think, though, you've kind of got it covered
I've got
there.
it.
So I'm sorry to interrupt you. I'm just going to say, please go on
yeah.
right ahead and mention the name again.
It is, these are the Combiner Wars Stunticon team. It was Wave 2 of Transformers Combiner Wars earlier this year, and they are sporting a bunch of upgrade parts in the form of an arsenal right now, produced by a company named Perfect Effect.
Perfect Effect.
Right. The guns are one upgrade kit. What you see on the back of their main torso character here, Motormaster, is their second upgrade kit, this big backpack he's now sporting. The standard toy does not come with that.
Okay.
These Gatling guns, these purple weapons, not standard. If we can actually, by the magic of video, pause for a second, I will actually put these guys together, and you can juxtapose the finished product against what Hasbro's current offering
good.
is.
So we're going to do another time lapse here?
Do you want to do time lapse?
I did that. This is what we did on your Megatron episode.
Sure.
Greg and I continued to talk, but your camera was time lapsed.
Yeah,
I
this will
like
happen
that.
a lot faster than breaking them down.
Okay.
Did, so
If you don't mind, we'll just continue speaking about the product or about
Absolutely.
the
As
line
your time lapse is
or
going
something
on.
like that, and then the video will have you doing those time lapse.
fantastic.
And then this came as a set, correct? All of
no,
these together?
you can buy these as a set through from Japan through Takara, who manufactures the Transformers overseas.
Okay.
Or you can buy them individually, pretty much any Walmart. We had this wave here several times over at Gods and Monsters, though I think we've just moved on to the third and then the fourth wave. We are on the newest wave of Combiner Wars.
When did these massively connected things start? Was it Voltron? Was it the first?
Oh, I couldn't tell you.
Voltron's been 30 years now, so
because you can't. The Transformers all came. The Transformers was originally a marketing strategy by several unrelated Japanese toy producers. That was brokered by a U.S. toy producer to get all of those toy lines over here at the same time. In a consolidated way. Because if you know anything about Japan, you'll know that they have genres of TV shows like over here we know them as Power Rangers, but like every version of Power Rangers we've ever seen has been a completely different show over there. It's a multicolored people dressed in leotards and bike helmets fighting people and and kicking sparks off each other is a genre, not a single show.
It sure is.
Hiya.
Yeah.
All right, so we did a time lapse, and Spider has completed another transformation for us. We didn't run a clock this time, so I'll have to do that in editing to let you know how long this one took.
Good God!
But we slowed him down with questions.
Oh yeah. We were talking the whole time.
So
that's pretty.
That's pretty amazing.
That's a pretty massive thing happening now.
So you
right
can
there.
juxtapose this over this is again Hasbro's attempt to shut out the third-party people who are manufacturing tons and tons of really amazing combiner transformers under the table.
Can you turn that to sort of angle it toward me here?
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, the camera.
Great, thank you.
That
Perfect.
way, we want the audience
Now
to see.
he might be a little janky because I haven't finessed
That's
any of
all
his
right.
parts together.
Janky.
But yeah, again, Hasbro is making this attempt to try to take these guys out. But this is Hasbro's first real serious attempt at combiners in several years, and all Japan and Taiwan have been doing is just going crazy, fighting with each other over
This
it.
set is not Hasbro. This is the knockoff.
Well, no, these
Hasbro.
are all Hasbro toys with upgrade parts.
Okay.
If you look at the original photo,
I
one
was
of
going
the
to ask you
easiest
if
things.
the sword came off.
The sword comes off his back. It's had a third piece added to it that was a gun for one of the other characters. Fits in between the two official parts to make the sword larger.
Wow.
If you look at the stock photos of this character, his body is a squatty train wreck that doesn't hold together.
Is this one of them you're referring to?
Actually, that's the photo of this guy in his prototype
Okay, good.
state.
That's the one I wanted for the show. Good.
But what the upgrade has done is it's come down from his back, it's given him a waist, it's wrapped around his legs to create stability, and it's come across the front to create a proper crotch plate and stomach for him. It's also created a better head than the stock Hasbro one. This is a brand new head for him. It's also created these air intakes, which are harkened back to his original look from G1, which this character was completely lacking. A second upgrade kit, those guns that I showed you on the other characters, has provided us with hands and feet that not only look like hands and feet, but are far more stable.
Check this out.
Show that to the
This
camera.
kind of is this something
Yeah,
interesting
there you
that
go.
kind of shows you the evolution of it?
The first upgrade kit they released, and then the second upgrade kit they released. That's
All right,
perfect.
let me throw this in the camera really
Put
quick.
that over your shoulder there. Yes.
To add insult to injury, there's a kit that you don't see inside his hips that basically create more ratchets in there, so he has more posing. I didn't talk about that one because you can't see it. But what you can see is you can see a problem that as I move his arm, his chest is breaking
that whole
apart.
thing moves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, and that whole assembly is not meant to do that. It just does not lock well because Hasbro just didn't think it through. There is yet another upgrade coming out that is just another engineering fix that will lock this down.
So
a little bit better.
So for the viewer who wanted to try and assemble all of this and find all of these pieces, easily available online?
Easily available online. It's easier to get these third-party upgrade pieces and cheaper to get these third-party upgrade pieces than it is to find one of this guy on his leg from Hasbro right now.
Why is that? Is Hasbro just not seeing the benefit? Are they not seeing the profits of producing these things in mass?
You could make a lot of speculation about it. I'm sure you hear people make a lot of bold claims about Hasbro doesn't care. Hasbro doesn't not like money. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like they're not going to.
They're busy.
they're trying to do several things here at once. One of the reasons Combiner Wars is even able to happen is because each one of these limbs and the torso himself are getting retooled several times over into different characters. Motormaster here, who makes up the torso, is also Optimus Prime when you change his colors and a couple other parts. Dragstrip is being re-released. We currently have him on the shelf as Mirage from Generation 1. The leg that this guy, the original, the character that this one is replacing, Off-Road, is now available as Ironhide. This one is Prowl, and this one is Sunstreaker. And that's just kind of how they want to be able to do it. They can manufacture these guys with different heads, different colors, and a few parts changed around into several different characters, and it's a cost-saving technique.
Sure.
The third-party people, they don't really worry about that. They as long as it's within the adult affordability, they'll produce whatever, as close to high quality, as they please.
How durable of a toy is it? Is it pretty strong? Do you feel like any of the gears or the ratchets are weaker than others?
The one good thing is that Hasbro does have the ability to QC much better than these other companies do. So the individual bots, you can bash them together all day because they're meant for kids. They haven't had to do a lot of delicate engineering with the third-party pieces, so they're pretty solid too. Taking it all together like this right now, again, he's still got this issue where he's separating. But once I think it's like a $6 part from a company called Nonef Productions is going to fix that, and then you can hand him to a 10, 11-year-old kid, and it's going to be fine. You're not going to have to worry about anything. But it's like in their attempt to kind of shut out the third-party production people, again, they've just kind of opened more doors for him. You see this little guy sitting here. He's supposed to be chest.
Bring him towards the camera so we can see.
This little guy is supposed to act as a piece of chest armor for him.
Okay.
This is pure Hasbro, and these sockets and everything unadulterated, pure Hasbro. This is where he goes. This is where he sits, and that's what he does.
Oh no! Well, that's not very protective.
And they all do that. Every single one of them does that. So nobody uses this guy. Nobody buys this guy. Third-party companies coming out with an adapter that makes him stick on his
lockable.
All it does is lock him in place.
Yeah.
And it's a $5 part, and what it's actually doing is it's creating sales for Hasbro.
So in a way, Hasbro's fine with that.
Yeah, they're not really. I mean, I see why they did it. No, they're not going to leave money on the table. Obviously, we like combiners. They should really just kind of give us combiners, and that's what they did. I
like the whole idea of third party coming in to kind of I don't know what you perfect a design, because of course they're not. It's not perfect, and you know what? That I kind of liken that to the car market. Let's say Subaru puts out a car and it's a great car, but it could be better. So there's third party that comes in and they create these bolt-on or stick-on or snap-on parts that just going to make the car better. And it's going, these third-party toy manufacturers create these pieces that's going to make a great toy even better and more functional and just better all around.
And they understand that in this litigious world that we live in. You'd think, oh, this has got a lawsuit written all over it, but it actually benefits them in a great way, especially Hasbro and with the cars, as you were describing.
And I do like the fact that you said that Hasbro doesn't necessarily spend any energy going after these people, because it really is a symbiotic relationship between the toy makers.
In a begrudging way, what the bottom line is I am not the only one that looked at that official photo that we posted of Menasor and said, there's no way in hell I'm buying this guy.
Yeah.
He looks like a dumpy piece of crap. I mean, he's cheaper, but he's cheaper.
He's cheaper.
Yeah.
And then here comes Perfect Effect with all these kits that resolves all of my issues with it. And now I'm like, hey, I'm about to go buy 6 Transformers from Hasbro.
Right.
So, I mean, are they...
They'd be shooting themselves in the foot if they were going after the third party that make their own toys better.
If they came down on Perfect Effect and told them, stop making these hands and feet, stop making this torso, stop making all this cool stuff to go on our toys and improve them for adult collectors who wish such a thing, they're just killing sales. I mean, this guy went from, just pure jank to being, one of the nicest things on my shelf. I don't have a lot of interest in combiner characters. I got a Devastator up on my shelf. That's the only one I really need. I saw this guy. I saw the kits. It's a buy, man. It's a buy.
You were saying about the hands and feet. You're saying that the hands of the original are interchangeable. You put those hands in there, and that fits, and everything fits in correctly, and they disappear within the vehicles and all that.
Right. They transform into weaponry for the characters.
Good.
The hands turn into blasters. The feet turn into each foot becomes 2 Gatling guns.
Because those look like hands.
Yeah.
These things here, I don't know what the hell those things are. Those aren't hands. Those are like claws.
I actually brought a sample along, but I think I left it in the box back there. But it doesn't. Yeah. In their, like I said before, in their attempt to have it play, do multiple things, it doesn't do anything well.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not executing any of these things very well.
Sure.
It's a huge accomplishment that these individual limbs are able to represent serviceably represent the robot, the vehicle, and the limb in any vaguely successful way, just on their own without any upgrades. So, and even then too, you see like. They didn't really think about this. This is something you just get used to.
I love that. I love the fact that they're 2 pieces there, not one bone.
These little
I love
chicken wing
that.
flappers here. Huh. Yeah.
So, hats off to Hasbro for keeping an open mind, letting third parties come in and join. I can imagine now that Disney owns Star Wars, you imagine them coming out with a toy like Disney's come out with the new Millennium Falcon, and then some third party's like, yeah, we got you the exact action figure that's going to fit in that thing. Disney'd be like,
no.
You're dead,
no, they would kill him.
Yeah.
But Disney doesn't make money-making decisions. And if it's super painful going to conventions or looking at panels where Hasbro has representatives up, and somebody inevitably stands up and asks them a question about third-party figures, and everybody's like, "Shut up!
Right.
Shut up!"
Can't talk about that.
And the people up on stage are like, "Shut up! Shut up!" Because if you force their hand, if you make them make an official statement, if you make them take action on this, everybody's going to lose.
Right.
And Hasbro recognizes that they don't care.
They don't care, but they're not going to release they're not going to have a press release that says we don't care. We're just not going to talk about it.
Every time a third party makes a brand new, from scratch character transformer, representative of somebody from the Hasbro's, from something Hasbro produces, and they sell it. They're selling it to people who don't want the one from Hasbro. Mm-hmm. They're not really taking that many. And how many units are they going to produce? 1,000, 10,000, 100,000? That doesn't matter. You know how many units Hasbro's? They'll be choking on these things in their warehouses, until they liquidate them on Black Friday. Like, they've produced more than they will ever be able to sell. So it's not. There's no harm, no foul, especially here. I mean, like even from the back, this character is like due to the upgrade kit, he's just comprehensively better in every way. And it made me buy 6 Transformers that I didn't really want at first, and I'm super happy that I did now, and I can't wait till his damn shoulders lock because I'll sit on the couch and watch movies and
rebuild
and play with this guy. Yeah.
Once again, another insightful toy review from Spider. This time on a Hasbro toy. I think it's the first recognizable name that we've had a toy review.
I feel like there could be a spin-off podcast of what's in Spider's brain. What is Spider thinking about this week?
Just rage.
I don't have that much battery.
I
don't have that much battery. There's so much. Tell us what you'd like to bring in for your next toy review.
We're going to go back to form, and we're going to take a look at a third-party figure.
Great.
But it's super awesome. It's first Gokin's Krang from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh, Krang, yeah.
And it is so sexy.
Cool.
You don't want to miss that one. It's so nice.
Look for that a couple of Fridays from now. Next week we're going to have Mouse give us a toy review. We're not sure what that toy is yet.
I believe it's the Lego Episode 7 X-Wing.
Oh, you know what it is?
That's
and
exciting.
He shot a time lapse.
First Episode 7 toy.
Yeah.
Good.
So we'll have that, and then the week after that,
for these guys.
we will have. So we'll just keep rotating. We'll go Spider Mouse every other Friday.
Cool.
So thank you for watching. Oh, thank you for finally saying something.
Oh yeah, sorry, I feel like crap.
Thank you for sticking it through.
Yes.
We'll see you next week. Thank you for watching this toy review.
Thank you for listening to my rant.
Bye-bye.